if his angel counsel you and you follow them. When a man's way pleases the Lord, he maketh even his enemy to be at peace with him. When a man's way pleases the Lord, he maketh even his enemy to be at peace with him. I have told you in this house, embrace yourself with joy when your enemy rise up. See life as worth living when enemies multiply. See your destiny fulfilled when enemies are coming up. Why? Without enemy, he will not prepare a table before you. And your life must please the Lord by hearing him. You know why we fear enemy? It's because we don't please the Lord. When your enemy multiplies, God begins to show his power. When your enemy multiplies, God begins to show you that I am with you. I have told you this. If there's no enemy, there's no God. Is somebody hearing me? If there's no enemy, there's no what? God. So God permitted enemy for you to know there is power in who? In God. So don't fear when your enemy multiply. Only fear when you are not following the ways of the Lord. If you actually follow the ways of the Lord, your enemies will be at peace. But when you don't follow the way of God, your enemy will have more power. Especially when the way seems right in your sight. Let's see how you walk with Moses. Exodus 23 verse 20 to 23. I am going to send what? An angel before you. This is God talking. I am going to send an angel before you. To do what? To protect you on the way and bring you to the place I have prepared. Next verse. But if you will carefully, mark that word, if you will what? Carefully obey him and do everything I say, then I will be an enemy to your what? Enemies, and a foe to your what? Foes. Can you obey this God? Can you obey these angels? Can you obey the voice of God? If you can obey them, they become an enemy to your what? To your enemy. See, sir, I have told you, enemies are a joy. To me, I love to have enemy. Why? I understand what the Bible says. I have taught you when I said that word last 2 Friday, and this Friday we talk about it. If there's no enemy against Joseph, Joseph's dream will not happen. The first enemy of Joseph started from his father's what? House. And the next enemy was in the place of his work until he arrived in a place of peace. If there's no enemy, you are not going anywhere. That's the truth. So you must understand the roles of enemies. They have not come to destroy you. They came to make you a prayer warrior. Some of us, we wouldn't have known how to pray if there's no what? Enemies. Is it true? Enemy taught you how to pray. I tell you, enemies taught you how to pray. This your fire, or in the olden days you used to say Holy Ghost fire that you are calling. It was an enemy that made you know there's what called what? Fire. If there's no enemy, you would have been using fire. Yeah. Daniel succeeded because there's enemy. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego succeeded because there's what? Enemy. Mordecai, Esther, they enter fasting and what? Prayer. Because there's what? Enemy. Oh, the forces, the altar, the powers against me are too much. Daniel prayed for 21 days because of forces of darkness called what? Prince of Persia. That's why Daniel prayed for 21 days. So the use of enemy is to show your God. It will be an enemy to your what? To your enemy. When they throw Daniel into the lion's what? Den, God become an enemy to enemies of what? Daniel. When Daniel came out, all his enemies were gathered and they throw them into where? Into lion's den. And the lion destroyed them. That is the role of your enemies. God permit enemy to rise for you to reign. God permit enemy to rise for your God to be God. So don't see when enemy rise as, yes, my God. No, I know my Redeemer liveth. I am sure that my Redeemer liveth. I have tested it that my Redeemer liveth. He live forevermore. This is a proof that your God is alive. This is a proof that your Redeemer liveth. When enemy rise, you rise in prayer.